While President Obama says he won't give up on gun control, there may be some progress on U.S. immigration reform. Our anchor at large, Ndimyake Mwakalyelye, joins us with more on that. Ndimi?
Well, thank you, Vincent. The debate on immigration reform is expected to begin soon, now that some bipartisan members of the U.S. Senate have introduced a bill. It was 2007 that the last immigration debate, sponsored by Republican Senator John McCain, took place, and it failed. Now, 8 members of the U.S. Senate from both the Democratic and Republican Party are trying again. Democratic Senator Charles Schumer of New York filed an 844-page bill Wednesday proposing ways to fix the broken immigration system that's affecting an estimated 11 million undocumented immigrants, a large part of whom are from Africa. The bill provides a 13-year path to citizenship and creates a new visa program that will bolster border security. Those who fall into this category will be expected to pay fines of up to $2,000 and meet other requirements to qualify. Opponents of the bill argue that illegal immigrants broke the law and should not be granted an easy pass to citizenship at the expense of those who followed the correct path and had their applications delayed as a result. Many are opposed to amnesty for the undocumented, which they say is essentially what the bill proposes. And President Obama, who's made at least immigration bill a very top priority in his second term, wants the Senate to move quickly on this. And joining us to discuss the proposed reforms to immigration, we are joined now by Attorney at Law Loide Jorge, who specializes in U.S. immigration law. Thank you so much for coming back to the show. So you read the whole 844-page bill. What is in it and how does it differ from the past?
Well, this bill just came out yesterday, so I would be amiss to say that I read the entire bill thoroughly.
I mean, who does or who would?
Exactly. Well, this is a bill with 4 different titles, and it's covering everything from border security, from legalization and legal immigration plans, as well as interior enforcement and reforms to the non-immigrant visa program as it stands right now.
Very specific and very to the heart of some of the most contentious part of the immigration debate. So in terms of the proposal for tighter border securities, what is being proposed?
Well, they're talking about increasing, well, let's backtrack a little bit. The bill actually creates a provision for $3 billion for Congress to pretty much set up a program to increase the efficiency of security on the border. That is including increasing manpower, creating more definitive physical security, as well as intelligence security, as well as personnel training so that the officers on the ground are more sensitive to the civil rights of the individuals that are crossing over.
But not everybody crosses the border that way. Some fly in and they get into other kind of problems. They either overstay and then they fall into that same category.
Indeed, indeed. And so part of what this, let's again backtrack a little bit, the 11.5 million individuals that are presumed to be here without status, some have entered without inspection, which is basically fancy language for entering without a visa, running across the border. Others have entered with a visa and they've either overstayed, fell out of status, and that 11.5 million figure captures all of these individuals. And this is presumably a path, or creating a path, for those people who have been here since, and the date that they're using as a cutoff is December 31, 2011, who have been here since then and continuously, as well as meeting other requirements. This creates a path, but not an easy path.
Well, like for one, 13 years.
13
before
years.
You fix it, before you fix the immigration status. What will people be doing in between that time? Are they able to work? Are they able to gain some kind of, ability?
Well, they are providing them provisional status, which will allow them to travel, to work, but also allow them to, require that they meet a certain level of income so that they are not charges of the state.
I see.
And also avoiding, in the past, as well as moving forward, any criminal activities.
Of course. Now, here's another thing. Is this, in a way, amnesty, which has really been a problem for a lot of those who really oppose immigration? Because if you're able to work, if you're able to travel, then you're pretty much entitled to a lot of benefits that everybody else enjoys.
You are and you are not. You're here legally, but you are not a legal permanent resident nor a U.S. citizen. So there are a lot of social benefits that are provided and allotted by the government that you have no access to. And to be sure, if you did access these provisions and you actually were found out, that could, in and of itself, disqualify you down the road from being able to adjust status and then eventually to become a U.S. citizen.
Okay, now the debate itself, when will we expect to start hearing the debate on this?
Well, this process has a few steps. Right now it's with the Judiciary Committee, who I believe will start their first hearing tomorrow. The Judiciary Committee is a bipartisan committee.
Okay. And then very briefly, the Senate and then the House of Representatives.
Exactly.
And then we'll see. We'll have you back to tell us more about that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Loide Jorge is an attorney at law specializing in U.S. immigration and nationality law who joined us back here on Africa 54.